Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Young Sharma channel. Coppa Italia is back tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time kickoff against Udinese. Coppa Italia, of course, Inzaghi's favorite competition. He's won it so many times, but last year we did not win it, and maybe he wants to win it again. But what are you guys thinking about it? Because I haven't really seen anyone really been interested in Coppa Italia this year. I think the focus really should be Scudetto and, of course, UCL, Coppa Italia, adding more games, with this already added games of these new Champions League format, Coppa Italia. And don't forget, we've also got the Super Coppa, when we fly out to Saudi Arabia, that one extra game minimum, and then there might be another extra game. So I don't really think this squad needs that extra game. But, we're in it. And I guess until we're in the Coppa Italia, that means a treble is on potentially. Right, guys? But anyway, leave a thumbs up and let's get into it. The first thing I want to show you is the heavily rotated lineup from last year's round of 16 fixture where we lost to Bologna in extra time when Joshua Zirkzee came on and changed the game. But you see, Arnautovic was there. Davy Klaassen started. You know that this was a heavily rotated lineup that, Inzaghi wasn't losing sleep over when Davy Klaassen was starting. The guy barely started games last season. Aslani, Frattesi in the middle, Carlos Augusto, Bisek at the back because he wasn't a starter yet last year, Bisek, and Emi Laudero in goal, which is kind of pretty much exactly what Inzaghi is doing this time around, rotating the goalkeeper, rotating the strikers outside of Lautaro, who started. And this lineup is almost hitting my wish list. I tweeted out the other day my realistic wish list for the Udinese game. Pepe Martinez, the goalkeeper, we already know, 100% confirmed from Inzaghi, he's starting. Thomas Palacios, I knew, as I said, realistic wish list. I knew that he wasn't going to be starting, but at least I want to see 20, 30 plus minutes to get him accustomed to the team and, just Italian football in general. Aslani full 90, that looks like at the moment is not looks like it's happening. And that's probably, as a few people have said on Twitter, I've seen, it's probably an indictment on Aslani because this is, this should be the game where you start. There's no reason why Aslani shouldn't start if he had Inzaghi's trust, which clearly he doesn't, and he doesn't have the fans' trust as well. And I think, this summer thing, the Aslani thing is over. Tejan starting, yes, we have got that. We will get that. And on the right-hand side, most importantly, I should have said Buchanan starting on the right, and I want to see a full 90 minutes for Buchanan, regardless of the result. That's that. Taremi starting, yes, we are getting that. Mehdi Taremi, brother, this is Coppa Italia against the probably rotated Udinese team as well. You need to show up and show us something in terms of goals or assists or, not the general performance. I want to see more of a threatening performance from Taremi, like, shoot on goal, find, some threatening angles and plays. That's what we want to see. Arnautovic, I've said, same as the Tucu Correa revival under Inzaghi. Inzaghi does not give up on any of his boys. As much as most of the fan base dislikes Arnautovic, I don't, but I know why you guys dislike Arnautovic. Inzaghi will give him opportunities to climb up the rankings of the Inter striker pecking order. And tomorrow he needs to do it. He needs to show something. And of course, the midfield, Frattesi, we know Frattesi, Zielinski, both of them have. Frattesi is never going to catch up to Barella. We know that. But in these games, he has to show that he's ready to step in when needed. Same as Zielinski. He still probably has an opportunity long term if he sticks it out, to overtake Mkhitaryan, but just not yet. Not yet. We know that's not going to happen yet. But, he has to be ready and take these opportunities when they are there. Hakan, I would have rested him. I would have started Aslani, but also we see that when you rotate too much as well, like it kind of takes away, if Aslani starts in the midfield with Frattesi, Zielinski, such heavy rotation, we saw it, I think it was the previous year, I think we played against Parma, if I recall correctly. And again, awful, very disjointed show from Inter. I remember, I think Acerbi scored an amazing goal with his head. It was the yellow kit, the third kit from that season, the yellow one. So maybe, I think maybe it makes sense there, to have at least Hakan in that middle to kind of keep things ticking at least. With Bastoni at the back, I would have rotated Bastoni. I would have personally started Thomas Palacios, but again, maybe Inzaghi actually is kind of showing that he's not completely given up or throwing this Coppa Italia in the bin. Bisek in the middle, that is a very interesting talking point. I know a lot of you guys have talked about maybe wanting to see Bisek in the middle. I've also mentioned it. I'm not too keen on it because I think he can do it, but in the middle of the three, you have to have a bit more. You have to be the leader of the back. You're the one who kind of dictates the line, when to step up, when to step back. You have to be a lot more vocal. I think Bisek at the moment, he still follows the directions that he gets from Acerbi or De Vrij next to him, or Darmian when he's playing wing back. Like, when you're in the middle of the three, you have to be kind of the leader. It's a different position. And of course, he's limited in terms of the attacking part of the game. He's very good at driving the ball up in the right centre back or left centre back position, be a little bit more progressive in the middle. You don't really get to be as progressive with your passing because the line, the angles are cut off. But it's good. It's something that, we do wanted to see experimented, and maybe something down the line he could be able to do. Physically, of course, he can do it, but it's a different type of game. It's a lot more of a cerebral centre-back style, playing in the middle of the three. I don't think, in my opinion, that's going to be his bread and butter. But it's good to see him get that nod, and with Bastoni and Darmian next to him, guiding him, it will be good. Yeah, no, that's a good lineup. I'm happy with that. In terms of news currently, let's go on Inter Extra. There was a couple of news to talk about. Yeah, Nicola Barella, we saw, luckily, it looks like there was no injury from, he came off in the Lazio game. He looked like he had some sort of injury, but actually, Inzaghi said it was some type of fatigue. But the fatigue or the minor injury will mean he misses this game and the Como game. Actually, I missed that when I was reading the news earlier. So there is a slight injury. So maybe Inzaghi wasn't fully up to speed on what happened to him. So yeah, this is where Frattesi and Zielinski, as we just mentioned, have to step up and show that they're ready. I mean, Frattesi already has, in the absence, we missed Barella for 3 games earlier in the season, and Frattesi did do well. And especially the Udinese game, which is probably Frattesi's best game this season, was the one where he showed good all-round play from Frattesi, probably the best all-round game I saw from Frattesi at Inter. So he needs to continue doing that. And then Acerbi's still out with this kind of mysterious injury at the moment. We don't really know what's happened to him. He was supposed to come back already in the Lazio game, did not come back. He's not coming back for this. And now they're talking about recovery in time for Supercoppa, which is in January. So that looks like his 2024 is over. So that's that in terms of news. And in terms of if Inter win, go ahead against Udinese, it looks like it would be another matchup against Lazio in February, because Lazio beat Napoli, and if Inter beat Udinese tomorrow, they will go up against Lazio, and then potentially afterwards because Roma won after against Sampdoria, it will be one of Roma or Milan. So very, very, as always, very, very doable bracket, regardless of what the bracket is. Always doable. It's just, do they actually want to do it? And the Udinese won it. Last season, Bologna did give it a nice go. But we saw yesterday, Cagliari, Juventus 4-0. Even these Serie A teams, they don't really care about the Coppa Italia, which is why, no one really watches Coppa Italia. It's not like the FA Cup here in England. In terms of Udinese, I saw the interview of Gökhan Inla, the former player who's now a director at the club, saying that Alexis Sanchez, actually, our former player, has recovered now he had a mysterious injury, which actually Sanchez was not part of. He's not even part of the Serie A squad, but actually Inla said now that he's back, they will put him back into the Serie A squad, and he might even make an appearance tomorrow against Inter. And is the Lamborghini in the sand? Is he going to score against us? Hey amigo, campioni sono così. Could see happening, right, guys? That the ex interplayer curse always seems to bite us in the ass. So I wouldn't be surprised if El Nino Maravilla Sanchez that has some sort of impact if he comes on as a substitute, but he must be so rusty. He hasn't played all season. But yeah, Udinese are doing quite well in the league. So I think they'll probably be, again, focusing on trying to maintain their, I think they're in the top half of the league, aren't they? So yeah, I'm not expecting a great performance. I'm just looking forward to watching some individuals, Buchanan, Bisek in the middle, expecting something from Taremi. Yeah, it's always interesting to watch a heavily rotated team just to see players that play a bit less. There's always a bit of chaos because both teams rotate, so there's always a bit of chaos on the pitch. But I reckon I won't be convincing, but I reckon we'll win. We'll sneak a win. All right, I'm going for. I think we'll concede a goal with this kind of makeshift back line. Of course, we're looking. One thing I forgot to say, of course, with the JOSEP Martinez, we are very much focused and looking. Can this guy take over the mantle from Jan Zoma next season or the season after? There's even talks that they might renew Jan Zoma's contract at the moment. So he is definitely going to have to bide his time, but perform if he can perform tomorrow. And if he continues performing in training, there could be, conversations to be had in the future. So he definitely needs to show us some solidity. And, one of the main reasons he was bought was his ball playing ability. So I'm looking forward to watch JOSEP Martinez on the ball. So yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Your prediction. I'm going, as I said, I might go for like a 2-1 victory. Frattesi goal, and come on, Taremi goal. That's my prediction. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your comments down below. See you tomorrow. Coppa Italia.